Whew, that stuff is potent. Hello, it's Dave at VTR. Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm at the restoration station for part 2 of the MEGO Batman figures. Now, I released part 1 ages ago and I apologise for the delay. And in part 1, I reviewed 4 different MEGO Batman figures to see what state they were in and what needed to be restored. And in this part, I'm going to focus on the clothing. I'm getting myself ready for some sewing, but I actually started the restoration of the clothing a couple of months back. So while I get set up, let's go back in time and see what I've done so far. We have Batman, Robin, the Joker and Penguin. All of these outfits have been kept in a smoker's house. Oh, they still reek of smoke. There's also some holes, plenty of stains. These badges on the front are a little bit worn. The cape is in a terrible state. Got some very heavy staining here. Hopefully we can remove that. Sewing that needs to be done. Lots of frayed ends. The frayed ends of sanity. The Joker's outfit actually is in pretty good condition. Similar situation with Penguin's as well. Lots of frayed ends there. The first stage, we're going to get rid of that smoke smell and we're going to be using this stuff. This is actually from Sweden. It's essentially a white vinegar. So we're going to pour that on with some water just to dilute it down a little bit, and then we're going to leave it. Right, we now have the sweet smell of vinegar in the air, and we're just going to let time do its job. It's probably going to take about 10 to 15 minutes. Now I used the white vinegar also on the plastic parts of the outfits to try and remove the smoke smell from them as well. So let's just take those out. Now we're looking good. I'm just going to rinse these through. So for stage 2, I'm going to remove these stains. The worst one is on Robin's cape, and we also have some stains on Batman's outfit as well. I'm going to try some of this stuff. Universal Stain Remover. I'm going to spray this on both sides of the cloth. Whew, that stuff is potent. You can still see the stains on there. I'm now going to apply a second stain remover. This is all going to be basically trial and error. I think the one on this cape is really not going to budge. It's been there for years and years and years, but we can always try and hope. Just rub it in on the sleeve there as well. Stain removing powder. The clothing back in. Of course, I've got the slowest running warm water tap ever here. Just going to make sure that the powder is dissolved in there. I'm going to put a lid on the top. Pretend we're a washing machine. I think if we have a look at the water, even though this is not the actual washing powder I've used yet, there's still quite a lot of dirt that's come out of that. On to the final stage. I'm just going to put some washing powder in to my makeshift washing machine. Start the next cycle of the washing machine. Dabbing them dry on these paper towels, I am super happy with the result. Look at the orange here and the greens on this purple. Fantastic. That huge stain on the cape has now disappeared. That is what you call a result. They're gone. Right, let me show you what I'm actually going to be sewing. I am, by the way, a completely novice sewer. I've had a crash course from DCB June. Anyway, this is what I'm going to be attempting. The hem here has come away, so I'm just going to restore that. Hopefully that won't be too bad. The underarm of Batman's outfit here has a huge gaping hole. Hopefully I can restore that one fairly easily. It lies flat, but this is the one that I'm dreading. It's Robin's jacket. His arm has come away from the jacket there. This cloth here is kind of like a waterproof material, so I think it's going to be really fiddly to get around this kind of curve of the arm. So I'm definitely going to do that one last. It's taken me quite a while to thread this needle, but I have found that this little device here makes the job much easier. Of course, this outfit's inside out at the moment. And here's the result. I'm actually pretty pleased with that, considering that's my first ever sewing. I can't even remember now which side is which. I think this is the side I sewed, but it's pretty hard to tell, so I'm super pleased. All right, well that's given me the confidence to tackle these two other items, so I'm just going to crack on and see what happens. Okay, we are now at the most fiddly piece of sewing, but one step at a time. I've cleaned up all the old threads and I've flattened it down a little bit with this clamp here on one side, and I think it's going to be much easier to sew. So let's crack on.
Holy marathon, I'm getting a stitch, Batman!
So I thought I finished all the sewing, but it turns out I have a popper missing. So I'm going to have to remove this one and then sew on these two poppers here. Right, that's all the sewing done. Let's take a look at the results. First of all, we've got Robin's shorts. Let's just turn them inside out, or the right way around. And there we can see, yeah, that hem's looking much better. That's much neater. That was the smaller job. Now, this is the one I'm really looking forward to seeing. Robin's top here, his jacket. There was a gaping hole in the sleeve. Let's turn this the right way around. Of course, we put the poppers on as well, so let's close this up and have a look. There we are. Oh yes, look at that. For my first attempt at sewing, I'm really pleased. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, I'm very happy with that. Well, even though I'm a novice sewer, I'm glad to have sewing as another tool in my toolbox for future restorations. That's fantastic. Okay, we're on the final stretch. Next, I'm going to cut the frayed ends, just tidy these up on the Robin and also on the Penguin. I'm also going to iron, just gently, some of these outfits, just to reshape them. You do have to be careful ironing these things. These are kind of a plasticky cloth, and if you apply the iron directly, you'll just either burn it or get shiny marks. So always iron through some kind of material. I'm also going to just clean up the final bits of the plastic. There's some dots on here which hopefully I can remove with some lighter fluid. And once I've done all of that, I'll return, and then we can just add on the final flourishes, which are to apply the badges back on Batman and Robin. A gentle iron and trim has done the world of good for these outfits. Let's take a quick look at the Penguin. Yes, I'm super happy with that. All right, let's put on the badges. I purchased these stickers from MEGO and they arrived with my last US delivery, but I don't think I'll use the Batman one because I still have the original, and this is made of a cloth material. And I like the originality, so this will get glued back onto the Batman outfit. Unfortunately, my original Robin badge is way past its due date, so we're going to use this replacement sticker. Now that I've applied the badges on Batman and Robin, it really finishes off those outfits. I'm very happy with those. But talking about finishing stuff off, you may notice that Penguin and Joker are missing their shoes. When I originally purchased these figures, Penguin had these rather long boots, and they're definitely not the right ones. So after some searching on eBay in the US, I managed to find this original pair of Penguin shoes. Very nice. And so Joker doesn't feel left out, they also managed to find an original pair of shoes for Joker as well. And if you remember right back at the beginning, these outfits were in a right state. They were smelling of smoke, they had stains, they were full of holes, missing parts, frayed ends, just very, very untidy. But now look, fully restored, and I'm super happy. Now all we need are some figures to put these outfits on. And here we are. And if we take a look though, oh dear, they're in a sorry state as well. Missing limbs. Robin needs a restring, he's very, very loose. And what's happened to Batman? It looks like he's gone through some horrific surgery. Look at that screw right through his kneecap. Oh dear, it looks like I'm gonna have to restore these as well. But that's a job for another day.
Our job is finished.
Thanks for making it this far. Leave a comment, like and subscribe, or try some of these other VTR classics. Until next time, stay safe and cheers.